Clocked in, I'm locked in. I might not be a top 10, but I'm the realest nigga that ever put his socks in. A pair of moccasins, my confidence, competence, my common sense. I'm convinced that I'm the best at pumping shit. Blame my pops, he ain't come to the game, so it was either go deep or go insane. So I swung for defenses the whole game, but I was more of a base hitter than a race hitter. Searching for justice, just trying to figure out the route. No doubt, I was low down with pal. Wouldn't take much to get you choked out, but I'm cool, baby. I ain't been a fool lately. Dude, thank me, these dudes hate me. We been making.
What's up? We back with another edition of the best podcast you never heard of. This is the Conceited Knowbody episode. I forgot what episode it is, but this is a special episode. You already know I am Zatoris, aka Dark Skin Thanos, aka Heartthrob Harrison, aka the Fan of Facts, aka I ain't did this so long for all my AKAs, but we do have a very special guest, regular second appearance up on the podcast, sitting in for my boy Jason, who out on tour, getting this comedy shit going on. He will be back next week if everything go the way we planned it. This is, sitting to my left, my right-hand man who's a woman. Shout out to, hey, I ain't gonna do all the work. You wanna introduce yourself?
I'm Jamean. I don't have any AKAs. I'm too cool for that. But, you know, I'm here. I'm the woman of the hour.
She got an AKA. Her AKA is yellow girl with the big booty. That's what I'm gonna call her today. Her real AKA is Hooch. That's low key. A lot of people don't know that that's her low key. But this is her second appearance here, kicking it with me. Since we've been here, me and Jason had decided to do a more, less newsy. We're gonna be less newsy in what we're doing. That way the podcast or the episodes age better. We decided that when you want to send somebody to go back, that we don't want to send them back to watch something that's dated. Where we talking about something that happened, some hoochie killing her children in Texas or some shit like that, or some dude getting chased by his dog in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
We went at more substance. Like the last one we did, we talked about narcissism and I forgot some kind of disorder to tie in with narcissism. I can't actually remember exactly what it was, but I thought it was a fantastic episode. It's one of the ones, like I said, people can go back and watch. We back recording in the attic. I feel like we're in the attic. We're under construction as far as studio stuff go, but nevertheless, we will have a fantastic show like always. And we got a topic. We are a couple. For anybody who don't know, we are a couple. And I decided to do an episode that was couple centered, not strictly or distinctly on a personal level. Right. But we're going to talk about things that involve men and women, offering our expertise, being that she is a woman and I'm a man. And we do have friends outside of ourselves who we talk to, or just observation of things that's going on around. It's a hot topic where everybody want to talk about men this, women that. Social media is like a civil war going on between black men and black women. I think it's a lot of sad black women out here and a lot of sad black men. Yeah. And they out here trying to figure it all out in some sort of podcast or meme war, where they want to break each other down, I guess, in some sort of way, feel superior to the other. Where I think that the only way that relationships can progress is by compliments. And what I mean compliments, I'm not meaning you pretty, you handsome. I mean like where we compliment one another, where if I can't, you can. If I can, you can't. I can. And what it amounts to is we can. As opposed to how it's like I said, have you been noticing like the weird war, like the black men versus the black women on social media? What's your take on that?
I think everybody, for the most part, men and women, is social media. So most of it is attention based, because when people are logged off, they're not at war with whatever they got going on. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talking and apologizing and doing something you normally don't do on social media, I'm sure. You know, and that's with men and women. You know, everybody get on there tough and things like that. And I just think that it's not like that in the real world. But
So
also,
basically,
social media is part of your character too. So people gotta be careful with that, because honestly, the whole it's just social media. I'm having fun. That I don't know how long that excuse gonna last. I don't know who is still working on.
right.
You know.
And I agree with that point a lot. I tell like it's a lot of people like living like human avatars
Mm-hmm.
to where they get on social media, they show out, they project the image that's not truly them. Whether you rich,
Yeah.
whether you super smart, you super intelligent.
Yeah.
And I've seen people succeed or people thrive who are functioning idiots.
Mm-hmm.
People who are not even intelligent at all, but all you have to do is have the right audience, you say the right shit, and usually dejected people gravitate towards somebody who they can identify with.
Yep.
So a lot of people are on social media playing roles. I always like to say that I'm the same offline that I am online.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get on the computer and show out. You know what I'm saying? Like with the same person you see on the internet is who you're gonna see in offline.
Right.
And I can attest, or you can attest, you when you're not on the podcast, you watch the podcast.
Right.
And don't sugarcoat it because I'm here, but do you feel like I show out on the podcast, or do you feel like I'm pretty normal?
No,
regular?
you're pretty normal. You're pretty regular.
And that's how I like it, because when you get offline, you have to deal with the people you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about some of the things that go on. We're going to dive right into some particular topics, and what we're going to do is we're going to get each other's perspective, and then hopefully people can just ascertain from it how the view is. I'm not coming out here feeling like I'm going to be some kind of hero, that I'm going to make dudes just fall in love with black women all over again. You know what I'm saying? Or the opposite. Like that's not the goal. It's just to open up a discussion.
Yeah.
We do benefit from the fact that we have candid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to being a couple, I like to think of us as friends also. And over time, the friendship has grown to where we pretty much know each other's stance on these topics. So it's not anything that's going to help us grow.
Right.
It's not that we've peaked. We grow every day together, but in this particular instance, we just want to offer insight. Just what I would hope to be a healthy conversation. Hope she don't just pick up something, throw it. I don't know. It might come down to it. Anyway, one of the things we got first on tap, and I'm gonna ask you. It's a lot of angst on social media, a lot of anger.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it's misplaced, misguided. I think a lot of it is orchestrated by outside influences.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing where everybody talk about how feminism was instituted by the government or the powers that be, and then it led to the current sad state of the black family.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that. I think it's not as just clear cut or just cut and dry as it said, but that's just the basis of it from my point of view. Me asking you as a woman in this particular system, why, and we're talking about the social media, not like just everyday people, but the image that's projected. Why do black women hate black men?
It's funny you say
First, do you feel like they do, or it's a portion that do?
I think it's a portion that they do. Now, hate is definitely it's a strong word, and I know that's cliche to say, but when you really look at the definition of hate, that is
what's the definition? No, I was playing.
When you really look at the definition of hate, you have to then look at the question: do black women hate black men? I don't think so. I think they hate things that a black man does in a situation that they've been in. You can't hate something that you've never experienced, and a person you have never experienced. So do they hate black men? No. I think they just list certain things that they hated in a situation they were in or currently in. So that's where the hate comes from. I don't like that he waits till 7 o'clock to take out the trash. That's not all black men. You see what I'm saying? So I think that they take that and it's like they hate black men when it's just certain things that women just hate about men. I just think that that's just one of those things. That's their icks, as they say on social media.
When you say that you don't think they hate, now remember, I'm not asking you personally how you yourself feel.
Right.
But when I say hate, I mean like the majority of women who complain about men, even on the other side, men complain about women. It's a generalization.
Yeah.
This it's not usually an individual by individual basis where, just say for instance, a woman says she hates a man, and she could be talking about a particular man, not meaning one,
Right.
but the ones that she chooses to date. She's not dating outside of what she used to.
Right.
So she keeps getting hurt by the same man over and over.
Right.
You don't think that would skew her view of men overall to where she feels like she hates every man?
It definitely would. It definitely would. And then that would have her feeling like that's how all men are. It's because she takes that over and over, dealing with the same type of men, attracting the same type of man, and creating that hate. And that's something that has to be evaluated within yourself, because why do you keep attracting something that you continuously hate? You know what I mean? So it's something I don't know.
And just to maybe throw you an alley-oop, when I say hate, I do agree that hate is a super strong word or notion. But we do know it's a strong, if we don't go like a strong dislike.
Yeah.
And from a male perspective, I can state that a lot of men, quote unquote, hate women because they feel like women have this certain level of entitlement, a certain level of men are jealous of women. At this point in time, men are jealous of women because women seemingly have no issues of being held accountable.
Right.
Of decisions that they make or the things that they do. It's always a victim mind state to where they always feel like no matter what they doing, that if the woman does it, she gets an excuse. Whether it was she was overwhelmed, she's dealing with trauma, drama, whatever.
Yeah.
Men feel like women get a certain level of some leeway.
Yeah.
To where women aren't held to the same standards as men are. Anytime, and we'll talk about this later, but anytime a woman does something, it's explained the way it's, for example, I had this thing where I feel like black women are losing their mother gene, where they are the new deadbeats. And what I mean by that, it's not that they're not taking care of the children, but they just not, they have custody, but they're not nurturing them.
Right.
They're too concerned with being friends with them on social media, TikTok, dance with them.
Yeah.
They want to show grandmother, mother, daughter, which one is which. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fanciful, fun things. But when a woman does something destructive to a child, it's always the man wasn't there. People never focus on the woman. It's always where was the man. And nobody ever says, well, she was strong just a week ago. She was super strong. She was black girl magic. But now when accountability comes in, why is she being absolved of this accountability? Now, this could be me over intellectualizing this, because just to bring it down to an everyday man and woman dealing. Usually the dudes I talk to, and hate is a strong word, but what they dislike is women don't listen.
Right.
Like women are super duper rebellious. It's this me, I do what I want to attitude until they need a man. And then it's where was you, why you didn't protect me. So that's one of the instances I would give why men hate women. And just piggybacking off that, do you feel that women or black women hate men because they don't feel protected?
Yeah. And I think that over time, with the example you just gave, I think just over time, if something keeps failing and you're not being successful in it, I think it does turn into hate. I think you do start to unlike it. If something that you've been trying to do or accomplish, whether that's a relationship or understanding a man and trying to be in a relationship with them or whatever that may be, I think over time it just turns into hate because you keep getting the same result. So I can see why it would be hate. If I kept making macaroni and cheese wrong, I'm a hater too.
Not taking account that you're responsible for the ingredients to that macaroni and cheese. Like I'm
Not
the
even
one who chose.
right,
I may
right.
am not reading instructions right.
You
maybe.
know, and it's funny you say that because we all have said we're our own worst critics until it comes to that, until it comes to men and women relationships. We are our own worst critics on a lot of things and a lot of things in life that we do. But when it comes to that, we don't criticize ourselves in that area.
Excuse me. And then we'll go back to my thing where people feel like men hate women because I'm going to quit saying hate.
Yeah,
Men have
'cause I
an
don't
issue with women because of the lack of accountability.
Yeah.
Like we see it on social media where men complain about women don't apologize, women, and the accountability thing. I think that is maybe the highest one for men.
And I think honestly too, just over time, I think they run a neck and neck.
They as in what? Neck and what?
Men and women when it comes to hate, like how the examples you gave about women, I just feel like men are at the point now where, you know, women hate how the men are and in so many examples, and I just think their hate just is because they're tired.
Real quick, when you say they hate how men are, can you give me a few examples of, according to these women who having issues with men, like what they hate or dislike about these particular men? Like when you just sit on social media, or if you have dealing with anybody, you know, what's some of the things that
for me, I just think they hate the fact that men are not taking initiative that they used to, I guess. Maybe the caliber and how men used to be years ago has changed. Something has shifted. And I say I see that just on social media alone because, you know, they twitching their hips now too. And that's because they think that now it's time to stoop to their level because maybe this is how I'm gonna get a woman. You know what I mean? But I just think that's just what it is. Like it's a shift. So they're not taking initiative. Some of them do want to be chased too. Some men do, and they say it. You know what I mean? I think social media also has given that open outlet where men feel like this social media, I can be vulnerable too. You know what I mean? So you kind of look at them like, what? You know, you want me to wine and dine you and send you flowers. You know, that's okay once in a relationship should show you appreciation, but we're talking about the start. Hey, can I get your number? You know, they want you to, as they say, shoot your shot sometime. What?
Yeah. Just if you was guessing, because you said like what the caliber of men changed.
Yeah.
Just guessing, this is not right or wrong, but if you was just saying like at what point, like what time span, 10, 15, 5, how long ago do you think that this shift started to take place?
Probably within the last 5 years. And I think over time it done got worse. You know.
Excuse me. To that point, and I agree, I'll say 5 to 10, really with the advent of social media being pushed heavy.
Right.
So do you think like the shift in the caliber of men and some of the things that preceded, in my opinion, is with the advent of the woman being pushed to the forefront, being pushed up, two people can't be up on top.
Right.
Do you think that the man was pushed down or marginalized to where the woman was pushed into the position of being in the front, where we see now that the most prominent rappers who are pushed and lauded are female, who present what they consider big dick energy.
Yeah.
Like these women call themselves alpha females, where they start trying to take on the role of men or the masculinity. Like they try to play this
Yeah.
super tough thing.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Well, let me finish my point
Okay,
so you
yeah,
get
go
off.
ahead.
So in turn, these are the women who are raising the other women, the girls, the young girls, to follow in their footsteps. It's pushed on TV, social media, anywhere they can do it. Anytime eyes are glued to the TV, Super Bowl performances, academies, Grammys, wherever.
Yeah.
This particular archetype of woman is pushed, and this is the I don't listen to no man. Tina Turner just passed away.
Yeah.
She was an archetype for what these women are now. I get on stage, I flaunt half naked. I done got rid of this sorry nigga.
Yeah.
So now I'm stronger. I don't need a man. Or if I do need a man, he gonna be like my son.
Yeah.
I'm gonna boy him. You know what I'm saying? And so in turn, these are the same women who are actually raising boys.
Right.
So these are the boys who growing up, they doing TikTok videos with their mother. You know what I'm saying? Super sensitive, hyper, you know what I'm saying? These are the killers.
Yeah.
But the killers are feminine.
Yeah.
So this is where the accountability comes in at. When women, and we're not talking about the woman who actually wants a man to be a man, but the women who was so aggressive in being dominant, they wanted to be alphas to betas. But the beta can't maintain her big dick energy. So now she want to run back to the alpha.
Yeah.
But the alpha like, no, bitch, you don't listen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, do you see that dynamic, how that happens?
Yeah, I can see how that happens. And also, too, I can see why it happens in some instances, because I feel like, I mean, Tina Turner, for example, I'm telling you right now, if I was getting my ass beat, I don't want no alpha male no more. I want a little boy. So I think we may have to look at situations and relationships. Where are these women? What last relationship have they came from to where they like, yeah, I gotta have a beta male. Like I can't. Like alpha male scares me. It scares me. They do X, Y, and Z. They don't do things I like. I have to have a beta. And some women, unfortunately, I hate to say it, I think all women should have an alpha male. I do, just because of that structure, that leadership. But also, I feel like some women do deserve a beta. I mean,
Just
you don't deserve the big cake with ice cream.
yeah. With that, do you think that I'm one of the few people who never seen What's Love Got to Do with it?
Oh, okay.
I've only seen the clips. I heard people eat the cake anime. I've seen the man with Lawrence Fishburne, where people see the real Ike. They be like, "That's not Ike." Ike is Trey's daddy on Boys in the Hood when he was younger. Do you look at the Ike Turners or the women who abuse women as alpha males? Did you see Ike as an alpha male?
I mean, I watched it, but I guess in a way he no, I don't think so.
Because the issue with a person like Ike, or a man like Ike, or a woman who's super aggressive towards women, they're usually only aggressive towards and around women.
Right.
It's like a beta. Now I finally get to pretend that I'm an alpha. Right. But I'm not used to being an alpha, so I'm going to see what the fuck I think they would do, and then I abuse whichever situations I'm in. The women you know, are they more prone to betas or alphas? Or I'm gonna keep that on the women you know level. What type of men do you think that they attract, or they are attracted to?
I think they're attracted to both beta and alpha.
And when you see them, like just personally, the ones who are attracted to betas, how do they respond in those relationships to those men?
I think I want to say okay till it ain't okay. You see what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, with a beta, that's your yes man. But the table's gonna be shook when that no come out, because that's not how betas operate anyway. So when a beta is saying yes to everything, they slip up and do something that is out of their character, which definitely causes a rift, because now you supposed to be the yes man. So how are you How you
Showing out.
doing? Yeah. How you doing?
Who you been talking to online?
Yeah. So it gets that's where the rift becomes versus an alpha male. It is what it is. You know what it is. They're more upfront than a beta. A beta is definitely the yes man, but he's hiding other things. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem with a beta male and beta relationship is because it's, I have a yes man, but you understand them yes men, they're scary.
Yeah.
they scary. With the alpha male, it is what it is. It's on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so since say a woman who, because first off, younger me, I blame women for everything.
Yeah.
I feel like everything, like who turned this shit upside down? Oh my God. Why is the sun still up at 9? Must be one of these bitches with their crystals praying with their sage. I blame them for everything. But in my maturity, man, I think that when you mature, you got to be observant. Like you got to hold yourself accountable. And if you are what I would like to think of myself as an alpha male, you take stock of the men around you.
Yeah.
And you like, what is going on? Because it's easy to blame the other side, but historically, within our culture, our community, men aren't raised to be men.
Right.
And it's more to just standing up and peeing or nothing in a woman to make you a man, or even knowing how to fight, play basketball, all these things. What's required of a man and actually being this man is his ability to lead, protect, and guide the people around him. We have this notion of a hero aspect where you're supposed to save the world. I think that us men, like we should, if we are in a position to dictate or guide men around us, we teach them the protection thing, how to view women in a way that you teach them to respect themselves.
Yeah.
We not raised in a culture where we taught when we was young. When I was young, I was never taught by anybody around me.
Right.
This is how you treat a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the respect you demand of a woman. Right. You know what I'm saying? I learned my whole shit through rap music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna get some bitches and I'm gonna get a Jimmy hat. And I grew up in the 90s. So they the Jimmy hat. I said, I'm gonna be a Jimmy hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always go back to like the first time I had sex, I only had sex because I was tired of lying, saying I wasn't a virgin. I was tired of telling my friends that I was a virgin. I didn't want no pussy. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go to the center and play basketball all day. I didn't want to do nothing. I would see girls and I would say I want a girlfriend, but I was okay with just the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just wanted a girlfriend. I didn't want no snappy nappy dugout. I didn't want none of that. But I also didn't like the ridicule. I didn't like having a lie. Like, you a virgin? Like, no. I'm in the 3rd grade. No. Well, who you had sex with? You live out of town. You don't know her. Why are you all in my business? But that's the pressure that we was growing up with, and I don't know where it comes from. I always say that if I would have got a girl pregnant the first time I had sex, I'll be 44 in 2 weeks. Yeah. I have a child in their 30s. Oh. That would be devastating because that's like 30 Father Days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like when we first having sex, we not having sex. I hate when people have sex and somebody say, are you trying to have, or a couple are like, all right, I'll try to have a baby. And they're like, not really. But they having sex.
Right, yeah.
And so that we not raised to think that having sex equals the possibility of having a responsibility that you're not ready for. Yeah. Because we are in a society where fuck it, kill it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain things that women wouldn't be exposed to if the boys was raised right. If the boys was raised to be men, because women are only going to have sex because the boy wants to. Yeah. At that young age, women are only having sex because the guy they like or the dude they like, or it's the influence of the man. Yeah. It's rare that you catch one of these all-stars out here who like in the garage before dark. I gotta be home with the street lights come on. That just wasn't happening like that. So it do start at a certain age with the boys who are going to be me, because a lot of dudes don't understand that when we walking around, we see the children, like, you don't understand. These are the ones who are going to be with your daughters.
Right.
So you should be trying to be more influential and conscious around the women you deal with.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be dealing with this woman, you want to have some kind of positive influence on the children.
Yeah.
Because these are the ones who are going to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't want, you see him when he's 30. You don't want him at 12, 13 with them skinny jeans on and that big old gun at the gas station
Yeah.
asking you for change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going back to some of the things that we were taught.
Yeah.
What do you think that they, like when we look at the women, because you know how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel that women get taller, their butts get bigger, they grow titties, but in their heart they're still little girls.
Yeah.
So what do you think that some of the things that women could, like we're going to say girls could be taught in their youth, whether it be things that you wish you would have heard that could prevent them from being the haters that they are today?
Oh.
the sadness.
Well, I think the word know your worth, I don't think people understand the context of that. You see what I'm saying? So me, it will be teaching them, but teaching them in the proper context in that way. One, keep your head in the books. And I say books as in scripture, the Bible. You know what I mean? Don't be in a rush to be with these guys, because I feel like girls be rushing. That maturity is because, like you said, with we grown, we overdeveloped, we get our cycles. You know, I think more conversations should be happening in the homes with little girls than the absence that we didn't get. I honestly think that that's where we failed at, is because there was no conversation at homes about us going from girls to women and what we should hopefully expect or look for if we're laying on our back. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that have. Quit saying you keep on, you're gonna come home pregnant, I'm gonna beat you. Well, that's not teaching me nothing.
Negative reinforcement.
Right. Teach me more about, like, because you tell someone no, especially girls. I feel like you tell us no, we no. I wonder why no. Like you always tell me, instead of saying no, provide that explanation when you're teaching a child. No is for adults. Like no and no explanation. That is the answer. But you have to tell somebody what no means. So I just feel like these girls need more guidance on, you know, people are people. Quit taking your mother's experience and placing it on a boy that's 17. He's a little boy. You see what I'm saying?
What do you mean by that?
As in, I feel like these girls be talking and having men issues. Baby, you ain't even 25.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, it's these men ain't shit. Girl, you are 18. How do you know you haven't experienced life yet? So I just think these girls need to understand they need to experience life. Don't have sex if the first boy to say, yeah, my DM saying I'm pretty. Like, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? I just think girls need more guidance, and not just from mothers. These men need to step in. I think the more the man is educating these little girls, the better. Because if it's just us, that's not enough. I just don't feel like it's enough. Because we can say all day long, listen, don't have sex too soon. Learn about yourself. Learn about what you are, who you are to be as a woman. Because I learned late in life instead of early in life. Don't be quick to have sex because everybody else is having sex. It's just so much that goes on with a girl and her body that they need to be taught. Right now, guess what? Not only the birds and the bees, we have to tell little girls, we got to make sure they're not going out and getting BBLs. That's another layer of a conversation that has to take place. So, but I think men just need to step in and stop looking at girls who are over 18 like, ooh, she's legal now. Yeah. And let's really get together and just provide more structure. Because I feel like education and structure from a man to a girl is way better than a woman. I'm not saying we can't offer advice. We can offer advice from a woman's standpoint, but I feel like if more men stepped in and had conversations with girls, it would just be better. And I don't mean the conversation where you're trying to talk to her because she's legal.
I don't think that's feasible.
No.
especially in this particular time. I think that for a man to have an influence over a girl,
Mm-hmm.
he has to be related.
Well, that's what I mean.
This
I'm
can't be a
sorry. I
nigga.
should have.
This
I
can't be a nigga at
definitely
the
should.
boys. Can't be the director at the boys club.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
You don't need to be out there fucking.
Right.
This shit's creepy. This shit's scary. You know what I'm saying? Hey, mama, that man told me.
is.
You did what?
Yeah.
But when you mentioned at the beginning of what you were saying, that worth
Yep.
is a thing. What do you tell, say, a 10-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you explain? Like, if you tell her what's your worth, what would you describe that as?
But her worth at 10, because at 10,
I mean, 10 gonna be 12, then gonna be 14.
yeah.
So we in a system where they're catching these children young, where they exposed to, if you don't monitor your children's phone, they can be sitting around looking at porn, looking at
I will let
all
them know
crazy
that
stuff.
they're
real quick, it's not a generation where everything was just on TV or the
Yeah.
news. It's so the debauchery is right in our faces.
right.
So at 10, what would you say?
I would just let them know that knowing your worth is understanding and respecting your body and your mind, and not allowing strange men corrupt that. Just letting her know her innocence and understanding who she is more important and more valuable in the long run, especially now at 10 years old. Just don't let nobody touch you, and understand that. I hate to say, I don't want to say you tell a 10-year-old they need to earn you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like then I am going too far with saying that. But I will just really instill more of the biblical principles and the scriptures of women biblically, because I feel like if you start them there, and then they don't have to learn about it later and be like, oh, I'm saving myself 10 kids later. I feel like teach your children to save themselves now.
Refurbished.
Yeah. I feel like that's what we need to teach young girls, is that they need to save themselves now versus after you done had multiple baby daddies, because that's what you really want to avoid. I feel like at some point, if more women educated these little girls and the girls that they have, we can finally take a turn and get to a point where these girls are settling down in their 20s, but in a righteous way. Probably need to get back to, let's meet your parents and sit down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Let's start picking your boyfriends or who you. I just feel like it just should be more close knit in that way, and that way everybody understands. Don't be rushing to do something, because, like you said, with sex is coming a baby. Mm-hmm. So and don't just be moving in with each other. I just feel like everybody should be on one accord, even at a young age. Because guess what? It ain't too young. If you can talk to a child about sex in they teenagers, once they have a period, you can definitely talk about being on one accord.
With a 10-year-old, my whole thing is talking to a 10-year-old, you just plant seeds. You don't give it all to them at once.
Right.
But I think it's positive reinforcement where you let them know, because what you do at the 10, you don't have worth.
Right.
But you know that they're coming in contact with things that you should be this, you should be that, you should be that. So your thing in my mind is to tell them you are beautiful, you smart, you intelligent. Mm-hmm. Like you tell them young that they are somebody before the world tell them that they're not somebody.
Right.
So by the time when they're confronted with it a year, 2, 3 years later, they already have some kind of idea of self-worth outside of what media or whatever will project on them, to what lead to them going and trying to figure out how to get a bigger butt and things like that. Back to the adults. Mm-hmm. And for one more thing, the thing you have to have a consistency in the adults. Because if I'm over raising my son to be respectful to women, you should be raising your daughter to be respectful to boys. Or me, you know what I'm saying? And so then it's a harmonious union whenever they do come up. Right. So we've talked about the arranged marriage and things like that. I used to say that I would want that for my daughter. Mm-hmm. But my stance is softened because I'm like, well, maybe if we can just have her around like-minded people. Right. People who raised to follow Torah or the ways of the Most High. So I'm not afraid how they're going to treat her or how she's going to treat them. Right. So, because a lot of people don't understand that we live in a place that's conflated with different ideas and different beliefs. Mm-hmm. So it's always an explosion when they meet. Meaning somebody has to succeed or get rid of their how they was raised
Right.
to conform to somebody else. Where if everybody growing up in a like-minded way, there's no conformity.
Right.
Things like that.
Right.
What was something else we was talking about? Had on deck.
Why is it hard for men and women to communicate effectively?
Why do you think it is?
I think because one main thing.
What's that?
Everybody wants to be heard. No one wants to listen. Everybody's trying to get their point across without listening. So when you can't effectively do anything when everybody is talking and everybody's ears is closed. Once one mouth is open, the other one should be shut and ear should be, so you can hear it. And like they say, sometimes we just listen so we can respond. We don't even hear the full conversation. We don't even hear the full question. We just hear what we about to respond to.
Right.
So that is why. And again, it goes back to a lot of two people taking pages out of other people's books and applying it to their situation. And that shouldn't be the case. You can't, do what Susie and Bob over there doing.
I agree with that.
So I feel like that's why they can't communicate effectively. Because by the time you got to think about it, by the time men and women sit down and have a time to talk and have a conversation, it's been an argument. They're already mad.
Yeah, one motherfucker already halfway out the door.
It ain't no, hey, you gotta know me again. Can we talk about something before that pot done boiled? Right. You see what I'm saying? It's hot right now and be like, dang, I just noticed something. Let's have a conversation. And that's what people probably need to start doing, is being upfront with that. Like, hey, I noticed something. Can we have a talk before it
escalate?
Yep.
Yeah. I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. I think that something I can add on to that is that people don't, if they listen, they don't listen objectively. Like when they have their preconceived notion.
Yeah.
A lot of times when men and women come into a conversation space, whether it be an established relationship or online, they have their preconceived notions about one another. So no matter what you say, I'm not objective enough to hear it. Like, I'm going to listen. I'm going to wait my turn, but I'm not going to adequately process nothing you said to where I could already have in my mind, well, she going to say, all men, dogs, all they want to do is sit and play video games and whatever. And you say, well, some men slip up and I don't care about video games. Well, you going to.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, now I got to sit back and go back to the lab, erase my preconceived notions of how to respond. I think the most effective person in the conversation is the one who actually hears and listens.
Right.
To where you hear it and then you listen and you process it and then you make your statement.
Right.
I think that's the most effective way to communicate. I think that the reason why it's tough too is because it's a lot of vanity. A lot of, I want to be right.
Yeah.
A lot of, I'm smarter than you, or you're not as smart as you think you are, or this is what's wrong with you bitches today. Yeah. If a man comes into a conversation like, this is what's wrong with you bitches today, it never ends fruitfully.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? All you niggas, this, that. It's never. So I think the most effective way to communicate is on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
To where it's not outside influences interjecting or taking control of your emotions, your feelings to persuade you or push or prod you to respond in a certain way.
Right.
And in the context of a one-on-one relationship, something we do good is like when we have our issues, they are issues.
Right.
It's never a bunch of people or any people at all who sit there and play referee.
Right.
We handle our shit and we get mad at each other. Sometimes we don't effectively communicate.
Right.
But when we do sit around and think about it, we're able to come back around and be like, okay, this, that, and other.
Right.
And I think that you have to know who you with. And this portion is about relationships. If you know that you have a private partner, I'm not a person who want everybody in my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the same way, if you are within that relationship, you have to respect those boundaries. You have to know that your partner I don't want you calling your buddies and being like, here you go again with this know-it-all shit. You know what I'm saying? That like that, or vice versa. Whatever. You don't want me, oh gosh, she did it again. You know, she just keeps hurting me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that because it's not, people on the outside of relationships always over critique. And they're usually only getting one side of that story. And so they're not going to offer sound advice.
And two, you got to understand too, even with that, bringing outside people in, 9 times out of 10, the women are only sharing the bad.
Yeah.
So right then and there, you already going to have that out there. They in a fucked up relationship.
Hell yeah. Then they going to tell their other friend who you told. Everybody know he ain't shit.
Yeah.
But for people who aren't in relationships and just black men, black women in general, it's just the basis of fruitful communication has to be a certain level of respect before they engage.
Yeah.
So this is if anybody trying to have a fruitful conversation or debate online, you have to first and foremost remember, and sometimes it get hard to remember that that's not your enemy.
Right.
These black men aren't your enemy. Of course, this nigga who wouldn't get no job, who blah, 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 or this woman who blah, 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 leave that with her. Leave that with him. The next, treat each situation like an individual situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to the next person saying, like, oh my God, I gotta get on. Score this for the guys. How black women are, they so defensive and like angry. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, how you? I don't want no man that cheat. I don't want no man who out here looking for no poly. I ain't out here. They will go crazy. Like you be seeing, man, it's like so much anger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they wound it. They wound their animals. And in response, and they go like, all right, I'm none of those.
Yeah.
And then it's like Michael Jackson on the end of Thriller where you look back, nigga, I'm every one of them dudes you hate, but since you said today what you want,
that's why most stuff fail too, because we're telling people what you don't, because then they just turn into what they need to be in order to.
These dudes turn into well, they shapeshifters. I'll tell you, men shapeshift. Men,
they do. As soon as you quick, like if you kept your mouth shut, you can actually find somebody who actually want to be with you instead of somebody who like, I don't like a man who be fixing spaghetti.
Why you think men lie to women?
I'm a fix some lasagna.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know spaghetti. I'm gonna cook no spaghetti.
Right.
Why do you think men lie to women?
Because they trying to get to what they need, what they want.
You think they lying like that's
the first thing a man does to lie to a woman if he's not had sex with her is because he's definitely lying to have sex. And after he has sex and realize, dang, I like her, I like to be around her, and stuff is moving smoothly, guess what? Then the other lie is, this might be the one to lose her. Let me put this in my chamber. So I just think that it's a game that with lying is just because you don't want to lose who you dealing with. That's why the lie comes in. You know, my sister told me one time she don't lie because lying is for people. You got to be scared of the person you lie to. So I thought, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think men and women are scared of each other. They are scared of the result. So that's why the lie is in place.
It's hard to tell the truth with a hard dick. It's hard to tell the truth with a hard dick. What I mean by that is,
don't be having a hard dick in them situations.
No nigga says dick get hard. No man ever said dick get hard and it happened. But what I mean by that exactly is that when a man, and when I mean hard dick, I mean figuratively and literally. When he likes this woman, it's a level of, it's crazy. Because men lie to protect women.
Yeah, that's how y'all take it, and that's not how it's received.
No, it is. It's a weird dynamic.
It's a weird dynamic, but I'm saying that's just not how it's received from a woman.
Well, and what do you be? First off, let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
Just say and I've said this before, maybe just conversations with my friend, maybe even you were just sitting around joking. A man this is a man want to get with another girl, to have sex with another girl.
Yeah.
And he look at you, and he like, damn, she cool. I like her. I love her. I like having sex with her.
Yeah.
That girl down the street just be looking at me all crazy and stuff, and she got a big ass. You know, it don't even be nothing deep. It's nothing like major. Like she got an education.
Yeah.
Or she can read real good and she don't fumble. She pauses at commas. It's nothing deep. So it's like, I just want to hit her. And then your girl looks looking peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Baby snoring.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. But if it is, you adjust to it and you love her adequately. You can't tap her and say, hey, sleepyhead. I see you sleeping. You don't feel like doing that. So I'm riding down the street and remember that girl that you said looked like a skank who had them little shorts on? She do. But I would love to see what that skank feel like. I'll be right back. I don't care about her. I just want to feel that thing. The response will be, nigga, what? You ain't. He got to do it all this ridicule, make you feel less in the bed, make you feel like a bad person. So he like, you know what, ain't no sense in us arguing. Hey, I'll be right back. We're going to the store. You know what I'm saying? So that's the lie that he tells and shit. And
but the thing is, you got to understand with that.
I'm not saying that. Hold on. I'm not justifying.
I know you're not justifying, and to your point, no matter how many lies a man has told, because women get lied to all the time, and the truth still comes out. The woman is still there, yes or no?
Definitely.
Okay, so she's gone. I can't believe it. You're gonna we're gonna still do it because guess what? Depending on the woman, she's still gonna be there. So that's what I mean. Like
reminders.
Like that don't make no sense because honestly, like women know when you're doing what you're doing anyway. They just hoping nobody else on the outside know. So him whispering in her ear, she cool. Because until old girl said, "Oh boy, husband was making a stat," then she's shitty.
Yeah.
But women stick around for lies too much for me to believe that the one time they tell the truth, she gonna be packed bags and out. That woman ain't never told you one cheat. I'm out of here. Cause everybody's vice and breaking point ain't cheating. Every woman's not.
But do you think that the man, once he's exposed, feel comfortable with it being brought up because
it will become every conversation until she get it out her system.
Ain't new nigga trying to deal with that. Nigga rather lie than sit out here about what about that other
right.
Bitch?
But she and again, she's going to say it anyway. So that's what I'm saying. The thing is, and it brings us to
you get caught though, it's a little bit different.
This brings us to why do men and women cheat?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Men cheat because they want to. Just to your point, skanker girl down the street. Because let's take
old girl she's never smelled.
Let's take old girl who was asleep. Yeah. Probably just had sex. They probably have a great sex relationship. But guess what? Skanky's still down there with that fat ass.
I got a few more pumps.
So they gonna do it regardless of what's going on. They gonna cheat regardless of what's going on. Also, too, men cheat because the option is available. Women make the option to cheat available.
How do they do that?
Because a man ain't about to take no pussy. Hey, I get.
Oh, you saying like the other woman?
Exactly.
Okay.
If women actually shut down men who have relationships, how much cheating you think about to go on? The women control the cheat. At the end of the day, I've always said it. I said it for years. The men can't go to the bar. Talking about, I'm going home with you tonight, nigga. Who? Women can, right? So the women control the cheat. Women who cheat, however, is usually because he don't date me no more. I'm gonna take you out dancing and twirl you around on the dance floor. He's giving her an option of things she's missing from probably when they did it when they first got together, and now it's missing and no longer. It's something that he enticed her with, and it always starts with we can just be friends. And that's what it is. And then she falls because now she's mentally turned on and she's already mentally fucked him. So now it's physical.
But you still didn't say why women cheat. Are you saying
because they're?
Are you saying because they wanted to though? Just like you
no,
said
I'm saying women usually cheat because of the space that they're in. Is vulnerability. They're having issues at home. She's going to see her work husband every day, who's meeting her at the coffee bar, and they talking all the time, sharing each other's icks and what they like and have in common. So it's all a matter of a woman has to be in a certain place and a certain place in her relationship for when women cheat. They usually cheat is because something is not right in the relationship.
But it's not because they want to?
No. Women I don't know.
Women are forced to cheat.
No, I don't think women are forced to cheat. No, what I'm saying is this. I don't think a woman packs her, gets ready for work, and be like, I'm going to cheat today. I don't think that happens.
That ain't how men mess around.
I'm just saying, I think space and opportunity is why women cheat. It's trendy now. It's these, you know what I mean? These married men cheating more than women. These married women are cheating more than men. I've seen that on social media a lot. And I think it's because it's trendy. It's the thing to do. It's this nigga ain't doing shit. Somebody else gonna do it. That's the thing. So what you not gonna do, another man is. That's where they at with it. She needed her light bill paid. Man at home couldn't pay it. Oh, dude been okay. I'm gonna let him take me out, sniff my panties. Well, I need this light bill paid. I want this light bill paid. Men cheat because, like I say, they just want. I mean, it's they want to.
You lose me.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that. Listen to what I'm saying.
You lose me.
Men who cheat already. That's what they like to do. Is what I'm trying to say. Listen. I got a bar at home, right? You know, I have a bar. I have liquor.
Yeah.
But guess what? I still want to go to the bar and have some drinks with my friends.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because of the environment. Because I want to talk, laugh, and then I can do all that at home. But guess what? I still want to go out and get me a drink. I want somebody else to make it a drink. So that's how I look at men cheating. I got everything at home. She do everything I want her to do. But men who cheat,
that a woman don't have nothing in the bar.
Huh?
So you saying a woman don't have anything in the bar to drink, so she got to go out and get something to drink. That's what
basically, yeah. And if I'm talking about a woman don't have nothing in the bar, and she keeps nagging the man, right? So that's why I think, and the reason why I say want to for men only is because I don't feel like all men cheat. I feel like the men who want to cheat, is this what they like? This is their sport. This is what they like to do. It feels good. It's their high. It's what they like to do. Some men like smoking weed. Some like drinking. And some like
extra vagina.
Exactly.
But where I'm saying you losing me though is because this is the part that men don't like about women. The lack of accountability. I didn't cheat because I wanted to. I cheated because I had to. It's always you, baby. For the man, it's always he just did it because he wanted to. For her, it's because he wasn't treating me right.
You didn't think men cheat because...
No, hold on. This is damn the man.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like you're saying that women do it because they have to. Because they had no other recourse for action.
Oh,
it's still a fucking conscious thing. She's still doing because she wants to.
Right. I guess the want was just in a different context. I just feel like men who are out, hey, they flirting with a woman, and a woman say, "You going home with me?" She's going.
Yeah.
Men sitting by drinks all night long. I hope this nigga know I ain't going home with you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean.
No,
It's
you still missing my point.
I'm not missing your point. I still know that the woman's gonna cheat when she wants to because of whatever's going on at home. I know that's still a want. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go cheat. I've been pushing this man off. I want to now. He been showing me the right things. Now I want to.
But,
So yeah.
But to be clear though, it's still she wanted to.
Yeah, she wanted to.
Okay. Real quick, just dialing back to when you said that women can prevent cheating.
Yeah.
That's a fallacious thought. What I mean by that is this. Say if it's a room with 10 women and 5 men, and the pairing happened and there's 5 women who left with nobody. So they go sit at the bar.
Yeah.
And the 5 couples are at home.
Yeah.
And then the man come over there and there's 5 lonely women at the bar. And they like, boy, I haven't had a man. I ain't got nobody at home. I am super lonely. Do you think it's logical for them to turn that man down and she hasn't had a man? She ain't got no man. He seemed cool. He seemed nice. Hold on. It's the work husband in here now. Okay. The one who do all the things that woman want to do, say all the cool shit. So now do you think that the woman at the bar is going to be like, you know what, it's a lady at home who really likes this man. I'm going to keep depriving myself and not give him none of this energy.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying
that's
what I'm saying. Do you think it's logical though for it, like to have that assertion or idea that this is the girl code? High five.
No, but that's what I mean. At the end of the day, cheating only still happens because the woman said, "I don't give a fuck about that woman at home. I ain't had me no man." That's still the point I was trying to make. Is that cheating happens because the woman, one, she's not thinking about that girl code. She does not care.
Right.
That's why cheating happens.
A lot of times too, though, the dude don't tell the girl he got a girl.
And that's the other thing. So okay. So that's my other point. When she does finally find out, because now you're innocent until you know.
So she gonna break it off.
If she don't break it off, guess what? You still are the reason it continued. It don't matter. The woman controls the cheat. Until these women say, "Nah, I'm cool. You got a woman? Nah, I ain't got no woman." Okay, let's talk. But I'm gonna tell you right now, after a couple days on that phone of talking, you gonna know he got a woman anyway. You gonna know before y'all have sex. If it ain't happening the same night.
Shit.
And probably even the same night, you gonna know.
You don't think it's been, I mean, cases where men leave double lives that families across?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. That's what I'm saying.
I think in the evidence or in these times it's impossible.
Listen, if you don't know a man has a woman right now.
Have to tell her to quit hollering at me when we just talking face to face.
If you don't know a man has a woman in this day and age, you are living under a rock. You are dumb. Yeah. And you probably playing dumb on purpose. Just to,
I ain't gotta be held accountable for what I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm gonna play ignorant.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel men cheat just because men have I'll say cheat loosely. This is my belief. Don't cheat yourself. No, but like men not programmed like women. And it's just that people try to break it down to biology or science, whatever, when they say that a man gets a woman pregnant, he's not pregnant.
Right.
He can just keep going, pow, just doing what he wants, as opposed to a woman, she get knocked up, a normal woman down for the count.
Yeah.
An abnormal woman gonna let you put something on their baby's head.
Yeah.
So listen, the thing is though that it's not in a man's nature to innately want to be with one woman.
Right.
We're in a society of forced monogamy.
Right.
Where you always start when you was little. Men ain't nothing but dog. What he do, mama? You looking for a tail? He ain't panting. He ain't barked once. What he do, mama? He cheated on Earlene. Why would he cheat on Earlene? Seem nice. Then you don't know and shit. When you get older, you're like, oh, this way. Yeah. Now you conflicted. Like, what the fuck am I doing? So it's like, I'm being raised and shit. And so when you raise somebody to go against their their program.
Mhm.
It feel weird because you feel like I shouldn't want to have sex with this other woman.
Yeah.
Then you like the nigga's daddy on BMF. you figure out ways to be around this when you fix the chandeliers and shit, washing her dishes and shit.
Oh, man.
But that's like I don't think that, first off, and to your point, when men step out, it's always on some just physical.
Yeah.
It might develop into something else.
Yeah.
But initially I'm tiptoeing,
Yeah.
I'm in the woods and shit, you know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
found
over
the woman that fit in.
there. Yeah. But the woman is like, to your point, it's reactive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more sauce to it. It's
Yeah.
a little bit more spicy. If that nigga find out, I'm just gonna say I been knew about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
bitch, who is Fred? Who is Rhonda? You know? So it's always out. Now I got one in the tub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hate this meme because it's true.
Ooh,
Sneaky pussy is fun. So that's a level of excitement for that nigga. I might get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel like Indiana Jones around pussy. You know what I'm saying? You dodging boulders, sliding, ducking booby traps.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because each side on social media act like their side's not doing it.
Right, yeah.
Like men will act like they super perfect, and women.
Yeah, women cheating.
Who you think lie more about cheating? Men or women?
Men.
You don't believe that.
I do.
You don't believe that. I will not let you.
You're right. Women do lie more about it.
Because women never. Women.
They going to the grave with it.
They stack it on the boss. They do everything. They swear up and down and shit. It's because just to feed to this point, you never see a man on social media line talking about he's celibate.
Huh?
Talking about he's celibate.
Yeah.
Talking about he ain't had sex in 6, 7, 8, 9 months. You never see it, but like women volunteer those lies.
Yeah. Women lie about it.
If in your mind, and we speaking about them, because I'm perfect. But if you just thought, we'll finish at this point. If you thought that women, if you were speaking for women, not relative to our personal situation, if you can speak for women to tell them, or you speak for women to say something to me, like to get them on track, to get them on board, what would you say to them?
I would say, first off, quit entertaining every man that comes your way.
No, you talking to the men.
Huh?
We talking to the men, remember? This is what women would say to men. Like, if you could be the spokesman for women and you're going to say something to men, this is what we need from y'all.
Oh, okay. So this is what we need from you.
Now, see, that's a whole new generation. Quit entertaining them men. You trilateral, trisexual, bisexual, bicycle.
Right, it should have.
Yeah.
So I would say to the men, lead with your masculinity, leadership, and structure first. Quit bowing down to what you feel like a woman wants to see or hear just to get her. Lead with your masculinity and your leadership and your alpha side first, because that is what's going to attract the women you want. Be more picky and selective. And I say that because I know I've been saying it for 10 years. The problem with men is y'all are not picky enough. Y'all can have the same right of wanting a woman established, want her to have something about herself, want her to be a good mother, want her to be a good woman, want her to be a good whatever she is to her family, want her to care about how she acts, how she looks, and things like that. What does she do for herself? Start being picky like that. Lead with that, and you can weave out the riffraff. That's what I would say.
Real quick, Men aren't picky by nature.
They not.
You know why that is?
Why? Because
what?
I mean, that's not how they were brought up to be picky, right?
Mm-mm. When we young, we don't get to be picky.
Right. That's right.
We don't have value in our deeds.
Right. Exactly.
So we gotta figure out who's gonna give it up.
Yeah.
So as a dog, it's still something. As you mature, you become more picky because you start feeling like you're making life decisions.
Yeah.
But a man can be having sex with a girl like on the 4th time. You like, she ain't got a left ear.
Yeah.
The whole time you been hitting her, you ain't know she ain't have an ear. Like, what? Why is she? I was wondering. I thought she was ignoring me when I was on this side. Dudes don't be paying attention like that.
Right.
So men should be more picky.
Yeah. They should.
Especially when as you get older and stuff, that it changes.
It changes.
The value changes. It ain't just all big looks. I mean, pretty face, titties, and butts. You know what I'm saying? You get older, you got a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell women from the men's standpoint is to be, and this is not from the low level dudes who just useless.
Yeah.
You just gotta ignore them.
Yeah, right.
But if you want a cool dude, for him, be worth more than your pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Be worth more than sex. That's a part of it.
Right.
That's really the worm. But have something else to offer. Because the promise of pussy have a man just sitting around.
Yeah.
So if a dude's sitting around here waiting and anticipating, it ain't got to be no cliche, no 90-day type stuff. It's you don't put a time limit or time frame on your body.
Right.
On your because you only got one body.
Right.
So you have to vet him.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that he's worth something. That he shows the ability to listen when you talk.
Mm-hmm.
You have to watch how he deals with the people around him. Mm-hmm. How is he loyal to his friends? How does he treat his children if he has any? How does he treat his family?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do he got a job? Do he want to work? Do he do all these things?
Right.
And you gonna filter out what you don't want.
Right.
Of course, this is something that comes with maturity. Because again, we as men and women aren't raised to be functioning men and women to where we respect each other. So it's a task for us to come together in a righteous way. But the first and the basic thing is respect. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's not respecting you, right, you don't have to get on social media and just sit there and talk crazy. Right. It's fruitless for men, this generation of men, to sit out here lambasting or crying about every time a woman do something. Right. It's just the weird shit. Like niggas over here trauma bonding. Yeah. Niggas is out here sharing these videos and stuff. I liked Kevin Samuels. Mm-hmm. I think he was misunderstood because he didn't just go out attacking women. Right. He talked crazy to dudes too. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. But no adult man should be sharing Kevin Samuel videos as a aha, bitch. Yeah. I told you was fat and you need to do something. You will never have a high value man because you're nothing. They use Kevin Samuels to demean, and it is weird because we are grown men. Right. We grown men if you can't communicate directly with a woman and be like, listen, straighten up if you want this thing to fly right. Yeah. You gotta quit depending on social media entities and avatars and stuff that dictate your life. Because social media, as you said to your point, once you close that phone and shut down, you have to deal with life. Yeah. You are who you are, and you gotta function in that regard. Right. Anything you want to say in closing? You sell crack, don't you? Get your act together. I'll just wait. You got any sales with your shoes, anything fancy? If y'all don't know, she got the dopest heels in the city, in the world. Mm-hmm. If I wore heels, I wear all them off. She got a fantastic line of shoes. Sweet J Shoutique. I know you got some more information you can say to plug. At this particular point, you want to look directly at your audience. Show that pretty. Look at that face. Hold on. Look at that. Hold on. Look. Look at this shit. Hold on.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
trying.
They still looking. Look. Look. Listen. If she look pretty on this camera, she look even better in real life. Take hands off your face. Look. Look. She came over here and stuff to do this. We having. Look. Don't look at me. Look at her. She's a pretty one. Tell them about the shoes.
Okay, so I have a few styles coming this month, so be sure to check me out. Sweet J Shoutique LLC on Instagram, The Shoe Boutique on TikTok, and I think it's still Sweet J Shoutique on Facebook, which I kind of am trying to merge off my Facebook platform and more concentrate on TikTok and Instagram. So check me out. I have a couple heels and a couple sandals coming. That's it.
That is all. Again, shout out to everybody who rock with us. Shout out to my partner for sitting here rocking with me, offering the perspective of women. Women are forced to cheat. Work husbands. Just hang in there, man. Listen, that nigga ain't doing right. You just wait it out. She'll be there. But
he's at the coffee bar.
Yeah. Listen, he at home none the wiser because he's so confident in her ability to not go get no action while he's out there at the church picnic of Lady in the Wig. But this is, first off, we will be back. Jason, I wish I had it in front of me. Jason has a show coming up. It's a clean comedy show. I think at the White Rabbit. We'll have more information on that next week when he be in here. We chopping it up. We will have a new presentation. We got some more, what can I say, cameras or something. Again, thanks for checking us out. It's another episode of the best podcast you've ever heard of, the Conceited Knowbody.
Peace.